2023 Hankook Rome E-Prix pre-race press conference with our drivers. Joining us is Nick Cassidy from Envision Racing, Mitch Evans from Jaguar TCS Racing, and Edoardo Mortara from Maserati MSG Racing. Nick, we are going to start with you as you're sitting in the middle. You are just 1 point behind championship leader Jake Dennis, just 4 races to go, 2 double headers. How are you feeling, and what point did you see season 9 as a championship title possibility?
Firstly, I'm feeling good. It's nice to be here. I think the last 2 tracks, I was saying to Edo just before, I hope they suit us a bit more. It's seemed that way so far this season, but we'll see this weekend. And about the championship, 4 races is actually still quite a lot. I think a lot can change. So yeah, we're definitely obviously in the fight, but not getting ahead of ourselves. We still need 4 good races.
Did you enter the season thinking that the championship could be something to strive for, or was there a moment during the season where you realised this is on the cards?
You always hope, right? You always want to fight. I think it's not normal to go into a season to plan to be P6. I thought the second half of last year, or the last 3 weekends of last year, I started to put things together a little bit more, so I felt comfortable about myself, but obviously about Gen 3, I'm very lucky to be in a good package. I have a great team, I have a great car, so that I think just makes you look better than you are sometimes. Get quite lucky.
So far this season you've had 6 podiums, I think I'm right in saying, which is more in one season than your season 7 and 8 combined. Just to follow on from what you were saying there about feeling better, what do you think changed, or what were you working on to kind of reach this level of form?
I don't know. I think it's just natural experience, but everyone here is good, man. Everyone can do the job, I think. And then I think this season I've been lucky to be in a very strong package.
Just to talk about the track briefly, most of you drivers all saying that this is one of your favourite on the calendar, super exciting and challenging to drive. Is your assessment the same, and do you think you'll all feel the same about it in driving a Gen 3 around here?
I hope so. I think for me the most exciting tracks have been Cape Town, Sao Paulo, Hyderabad, and this is up there with them, so I really like the style of circuit. It's put the balls to the walls, and it's nice, it's a real challenge. So with these cars, I think it still should be really exciting, and to drive should be a lot of fun.
Mitch, moving on to you, looking back to last year, to the bit of history, obviously you won twice here last season from further down the grid than your podium spot to begin with. Different car, but you have had good recent form. Do you feel that podium could be on the cards?
Obviously we're hoping so. Obviously history is great. We've had a good run of form here with the Gen 2 car, but I think things have reset a bit this year. I still think it's a track that maybe suits me, but we still need to make sure that the car is in the right window. There's been a few surprises this year, like going to Jakarta, going to Berlin. 2 tracks we've been bad and good at in the past was the opposite this year, so I think history is obviously fantastic to come in with a good frame of mind and confidence, but you can't be naive to think that's going to be copy and paste. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously it's a different time of the year, so that changes things. We normally come here when it's a little bit cooler, so that with a combination of the new car, it could really throw things up, but yeah, it's definitely a good place for us to come to at this stage of the championship.
So now, fast forwarding to where we are now, given how consistent your performances have been over the last few races and the season, with 2 double headers coming up, does this now present a big championship opportunity?
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of points up for grabs, so I think in my position, I need to obviously try and bridge the gap a bit this weekend. All the other guys have been scoring really well at the same time as me, so I'm not being able to make the impact that I would have maybe liked, but I'm still there, which is the main thing. Obviously there's still a decent amount of points up for grabs, so 30 plus, I think 32 2 points off Jake. That's one good race to be, one bad race, then things change quick. But obviously, I'd rather be in a position than mine. So, look, I'll just take it as it comes. There's still 4 races left. There's still a lot of opportunities to be had. But I definitely need a strong weekend to be able to take the title fight from my side into London.
Just to follow up from that, on how you go about achieving that. At the moment, you're just outside of the top 3 in the championship, so what do you think needs to be done for that final push to be on that podium in London?
I just need strong weekends. Obviously, copy and paste from last year would be amazing, but that's almost impossible to do in this championship. Obviously, a lot of it depends on the other guys and where they finish. As I said, they've been running well as well, so they're also very consistent. When I've been scoring big points, so they. I guess I need to have a stronger result than them. So I think it's relatively obvious, but if I can bridge the gap a bit more to take it to London in a healthier position than where I am now, that's something I'll definitely take right now. So a lot can happen in these 2 races, but that's kind of I'm trying to not put too much pressure on the situation. I feel like I haven't got much to lose, and if I want to have a good stab at this title, I need a strong weekend this weekend.
Edoardo, moving on to you. With your Italian heritage and obviously the Maserati brand on your hat, I can see right there already, racing in the country for the first time since 1975 as a brand in Monza, it must feel like home racing very special.
Definitely. For Maserati, but also for me, as half Italian, half Swiss, it's always a pleasure to be racing in Rome. I think in terms of atmosphere also, it's a great place to be racing. The track is obviously fantastic, and as I said, as an Italian, to be racing for an Italian brand in Italy is something very, very special. And we're hoping that we're going to have a good race weekend that could really be something very special.
So, onto the subject of racing. So far this season, your results have been a little mixed. So, what do you now need to do with the 4 races remaining to go after, find that consistency that everybody wants, but it's so difficult to come by?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very disappointing season. At least I can speak for the season that I had. Many things didn't really go well, and it's sort of like looks like it's been difficult for us or at least for me to start kind of like the season. There's always been something, but there are still quite a lot of positives. Like we didn't really start on the right foot, but we improved the competitiveness in the car quite a lot during the season, and we're getting better and better. And I think that this is extremely important. We still have like 4 races to go, to in Rome and to in London, and hopefully we can still continue these improvements.
So, given that, as we can tell, it's very hot this weekend, how much does that now affect not just the strategy and management of the car, but also your own management of your conditioning and everything like that?
And racing in Italy, in Rome in full summer, you can expect some really, really hot temperatures. Definitely for us drivers, it's going to be tricky. At the same time, we as a team seem to be performing better when it's hot. So we're kind of like welcoming these warm temperatures, and hopefully we're going to do well.
Further question to the 2 of you about following on from that. You can tell already that there's kind of a drain of energy with the heat. How do you make sure that doesn't affect the racing experience?
I guess there's an element where it's the same for everyone, and it's just kind of down to normal prep. I think for us, which I was looking forward to this week, was an ice bath, but it's been banned. So I think it's like a water shortage or something. So it's been rolled out. So that sucks. That you feel like a million bucks after that, but it's not going to happen. So apart from keeping hydrated and trying to keep relatively cool, I think for us it's obviously tough. We have short periods during the day where it's during the race day where it's really obviously intense. But I think for the teams engineers, mechanics, everyone involved, it's harder for them because they're just kind of exposed to that heat through most of the day. But it's just getting to everyone, right? Everyone here is just trying to find aircon wherever they can. So it's difficult, but from a driving point of view, I think it's the same for everyone, so we're just going to have to take it on the chin and just deal with it.
So Nick, then now talking about the car and how the car might react to this excess temperature, because it isn't just Italian summer, it's Italian summer plus a heat wave. So it's looking at 40 plus potential degrees. Your style of racing this season has seen you benefit from making up positions, using that good energy management to build. If the heat then impacts efficiency in the battery, is that going to make it that a harder racing style to achieve?
Honestly, you sound like you know way more than me. But I just push.
Any questions from the floor?